What's up, Texans Nation? We're just days away from kickoff against the Los Angeles Rams, and what just happened in Houston will completely change your expectations for this season opener. We're talking about three massive developments that dropped like bombshells, each one more significant than the last, and they paint a picture of where this franchise really stands heading into week one. Imagine this scenario unfolding in real time. A defensive star who was supposed to miss the opener just took the field for practice and might be ready to anchor our secondary. A veteran running back is stepping up with the kind of leadership, mentality that could carry this offense when it matters most. And behind the scenes, there's growing frustration about how this organization has handled injury information that should have every Texans fan questioning what they really know. Smash that like button right now if you're ready for the truth about week one. Drop a comment below with your prediction for the Rams game, because after what you're about to hear, everything changes. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you're missing the most honest Texans Nation coverage that doesn't sugarcoat anything. The final pieces of the week one puzzle are falling into place, but not everything is as rosy as management wants you to believe. We've got potential game changers returning from injury at the perfect time. We've got veterans embracing expanded roles with championship level mentality, and we've got serious questions about organizational transparency that could impact how fans trust future injury reports. Are you ready to discover why our secondary might be stronger than anyone expected for the season opener? Can you handle learning about the running back who's embracing the pressure of replacing a Pro Bowl player? And most importantly, are you prepared to hear about the deception and miscommunication that has some people questioning this front office's honesty? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because Texans Nation deserves the complete truth. The season starts in just days, and these three revelations will determine whether we walk into SoFi Stadium with confidence or concern. CJ Gardner-Johnson just made the return that every Texans fan desperately needed to see, and his Wednesday practice participation could be the difference between defensive disaster and championship-level secondary play. The man who was carted off the field in early August with a knee injury that had everyone fearing the worst just returned to practice after missing close to a month of crucial preparation time. This isn't just good news. This is the kind of miraculous timing that championship runs are built on. Remember the absolute terror we felt when Gardner-Johnson went down? The immediate concerns about a torn ACL or season-ending injury before his first year in Houston had even begun. The nightmares of facing Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, and Puka Nacua without our most experienced safety. All of those fears just got thrown out the window. DeMeco Ryans have been preaching optimism all week. CJ is doing really well, progressing fine. We expect him to be ready for week one, but seeing him actually take the practice field is the confirmation every Texans fan needed to hear. This man is ready to anchor our secondary when it matters most. Gardner-Johnson comes to Houston with championship pedigree, fresh off a Super Bowl victory with the Philadelphia Eagles, where he posted some of his best numbers in recent memory. 59 total tackles, 6 interceptions, 12 passes defended, and a forced fumble in 16 games. Those aren't just statistics. Those are game-changing plays that separate good defenses from elite units. His return couldn't come at a better time with the recent injuries sustained throughout the defensive backfield. Gardner-Johnson will likely step right into a starting role alongside rookie Calvin Bullock, giving us the veteran leadership and ball-hawking ability that championship teams need in crucial moments. The timing is absolutely perfect. Instead of easing back into action during meaningless preseason games, Gardner-Johnson gets to make his Houston debut against one of the most dangerous passing attacks in the NFL. If he can handle Stafford and those elite receivers in his first game back, it'll send a message to the entire league about what this secondary is capable of. From potential season-ending injury to week one starter in less than a month. That's the kind of miraculous recovery that changes entire defensive game plans. Gardner-Johnson's availability transforms our secondary from question mark to legitimate strength. But hold up, Texans Nation, because if you think defensive reinforcements are the most important story heading into week one, wait until you hear about the veteran running back who's embracing the pressure with championship level mentality. Nick Chubb just delivered the leadership message every Texans fan needed to hear. And his approach to replacing Joe Mixon shows exactly why this organization signed him. With Mixon sidelined on the injured reserve list for at least the first 4 games, the pressure falls squarely on Chubb's shoulders to anchor this running game from day one. But instead of making excuses or expressing concerns about the increased workload, Chubb stepped up with the kind of veteran leadership that championship teams are built on. I'm here to do whatever I need to do for this team, for this city, Chubb told Aaron Wilson, and those words should give you chills about what this man is prepared to sacrifice for Texans Nation. Whatever's called on me, I'm happy to go out there and give it my all. Oh, whatever's called on me. That's not just a running back talking about carrying the ball. That's a veteran leader embracing the responsibility of carrying an entire offensive unit when it matters most. Chubb signed a 1-year, $5 million deal, knowing he might have to be more than just a complimentary back, and now he's ready to prove his worth. The expectations have completely shifted since camp began. What started as a potential veteran 1-2 punch alongside Mixon has evolved into Chubb being the undisputed RB1 with Damian Pierce, Woody Marks, and Dare Ogumba while supporting him. That's a massive responsibility that would break lesser players, but Chubb is embracing it. His first test won't be easy either. The Los Angeles Rams defensive front is exactly the kind of unit that can expose running backs who aren't ready for prime time, but Chubb isn't backing down from the challenge. Our very fast physical team. They play extremely hard, play together, so it'll be a challenge for us, he said, showing the kind of respect for opponents that prevents overconfidence. Chubb's approach is exactly what CJ Stroud and this offense need. Instead of panic or uncertainty about the running game, we've got a proven veteran who's faced elite defenses throughout his career and knows what it takes to succeed at the highest level. The September 7th debut at SoFi Stadium will tell us everything we need to know about whether Chubb can handle being the featured back. If he can establish the ground game against a tough Rams defense, it'll take enormous pressure off Stroud and open up the entire offensive playbook, from supporting cast member to featured performer. That's the kind of role elevation that can define careers and seasons. Chubb's readiness to embrace the pressure could be exactly what this offense needs to reach its championship potential. But Texans Nation, if you think veteran leadership is the most significant story heading into week 1, prepare yourself for the organizational controversy that has some people questioning everything about how this front office communicates. The Joe Mixon injury situation just exploded into a full-blown controversy about organizational transparency. And what Kenneth Levy just revealed should have every Texans fan questioning what they really know. This isn't just about football anymore. This is about trust between the organization, media, and fans. And according to Levy's analysis, DeMeco Ryans and Nick Caserio just pulled the first true deception under the DeMeco Ryans era by deliberately misleading everyone about Mixon's condition. The accusations are damning and specific. Levy claims the organization delayed, denied, and diffused any questions regarding running back Joe Mixon's health until the last possible moment, which came only when 53-man rosters were required to be announced. We're talking about potential deception that spans the entire offseason. It's possible they were well aware he was not fit to play at any point this offseason. And instead of informing the public early on, they chose to deceive everyone with vague, future tense phrases and jargon, Levy wrote. And if that's true, it represents a complete betrayal of fan trust. Those press conferences where management said Mixon's situation was still developing and is progressing weren't just cautious optimism. They were purposefully vague with the intention to delay and shroud, according to this analysis. That means every update, every hopeful statement, every reason for optimism was potentially calculated misdirection. Levy draws a terrifying comparison to the dictatorial era of Bill O'Brien, where nothing was certain and the media were impertinent. For even asking, suggesting this organization is sliding back into the kind of secretive, fan-hostile approach that characterized some of the darkest years in franchise history. Houston Chronicles' Jonathan M. Alexander apparently did his job by continually asked and exclaimed about Mixon's health. But the organization stonewalled legitimate questions until they literally couldn't hide the truth anymore. That's not protecting player privacy. That's organizational deception. Smash that like button if this controversy has you questioning organizational transparency. Drop a comment telling us if you think fans deserve more honest injury reporting. And subscribe if you want coverage that holds this front office accountable. The implications are staggering for fan trust and media relations. If the organization was willing to mislead everyone about Mixon's condition, what else are they hiding? What other injury situations are being misrepresented? How can fans make informed decisions about season tickets, merchandise, or emotional investment when the information they're receiving might be deliberately false? Levy's conclusion is brutal but fair. Here we are, days away from the 2025 season with our RB1 sidelined for an indefinite period and a motley crew of running backs to replace him. Nick Chubb, over the hill. Woody Marks, unproven rookie. Damian Pierce, one-hit wonder. And Dare Ogunbowale, barely NFL level. The worst part? This deception potentially impacted fantasy football decisions, fan expectations, season ticket purchases, and countless other decisions that people made based on false or misleading information from team officials. Texans Nation, we deserve better than this. We deserve honest communication, transparent injury reporting, and a front office that treats fans like intelligent adults rather than children who need to be protected from difficult truths. What do you think? Is this just standard NFL injury? Secrecy? Or does it represent a deeper problem with how this organization communicates with its fan base? Sound off in the comments, because accountability